All right, it's a Movie Propcast episode 1, years in the making. And before I get into who we are, I need to just apologize to somebody who may or may not be listening at this point. His name is Blaze. It's one listener. I recorded an episode of this podcast like 3 years ago, okay? And so when he sees that we've gone live with actual episodes out in the universe and realizes that it's not his episode that got recorded 3 years ago, I just don't want him to be upset. You know what I mean? Like we recorded and it wasn't where I wanted it. And it had nothing to do with him. He was a great guest, came very prepared. Maybe someday we'll have to release that episode as like
Lost Files.
it's like the lost episode before we actually did this podcast. But it's the Movie Propcast. Co-host Tyler and myself, Justin, we are here, man. I appreciate you, A, loving movies as much as I do, and B, signing up to actually be here and be part of this. So,
Well, this is the first episode. We'll go from there and see how it goes.
right. Okay, so if episode 2 is just me, then maybe just stop listening now at this point. You know, I guess, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we do have a plan. I'm very excited. The first episode is The Matrix, chosen by you. And so what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the movie a little bit, obviously how it makes us feel. We're both very passionate about The Matrix. And it's just maybe not so much the sequels, but definitely the first one. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into a draft of the props and memorabilia that came from this movie. So specific items in the movie, and we're just going to pick what we think we would want. And sometimes I think other movies it'll be a little more obvious, but this one kind of was a little tougher to assemble a list of insanely good quality props. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so you picked The Matrix. What made you pick this movie?
It's just an amazing movie. I mean, it's The Matrix, and when you think of iconic movies, you think of The Matrix. Like, it changed movies, right?
Right.
So obviously, I wanted to start off with something that was a good attention grabber. I wanted something that people would want to listen about. So you pick one of the best movies ever made.
Right, for sure. It was definitely a huge movie, but I didn't realize, especially for a sci-fi movie, when we were thinking about and laying out this podcast, I was thinking sci-fi is like the way to go for sure. Every single time you're going to have amazing props. When we watch this movie back, and I'm writing things down that are like generic, like household objects that are just cool because they were in the movie, there's not a lot of like iconic, like, I don't know. They didn't create a lot of like unique props for this movie.
I agree. Like, I went through the list and I thought I'd have like 10 amazing things, and then I looked back and I had like 6. And it wasn't a prop heavy movie, which I don't know if that makes it a really good movie or a bad movie for that, but it was an amazing movie. But I mean, in terms of like the props,
right? I think they definitely did more with less, which is crazy. I mean, like it's definitely a big budget film, but obviously they put a lot of budget in like the way they shot it and the CGI effects and stuff like that. Definitely that kind of changed the movie, the way movies were shot for like the next decade after. You know what I mean? Like a lot of movies tried to copy what they did in this one. So.
oh god. And like, in terms of just being a good movie, like CGI, I have my list of things I liked. CGI was the first thing.
You're
Like,
going to draft CGI? You're going to just draft?
No.
Okay.
Things I liked about the movie.
All right.
Like just the CGI and just like the tone the movie sets right away. Like we both watched this back not too long ago. We watched it again for this podcast. And I was just keeping tabs of things that I didn't know, that I didn't remember right away. And CGI and soundtrack were the two things. Like, they start off with Trinity in the house and the cops going in and they fight her, and starting the movie off with that bullet time scene.
Right. Where she just jumped the jump kick thing.
Like, that was not more than like 5 minutes in, and people were probably on the edge of their seats. Like, I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
Right. They definitely got right into it. They were very happy with what they've created there. And that was the Wachowski brothers at the time. Now it's the Wachowskis. But yeah, I mean, it's insane to me that there's so many different shots in this movie that, again, like even cartoons were trying to recreate it. Like everybody was trying to do like bullet time and like, you know, just all these Matrix things. And it was just really cool that it kind of changed that. But yeah, it just, when you look at the props and when you listen to the picks that we're making, I'm curious to see what you wind up picking first. But again, this is not. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have like high-powered props. These props won't last on what we're going to create, which is the all-time top prop list. So every movie that we do here, starting with The Matrix and moving forward, we're going to pull props from the very top of our draft or things that we can agree that are iconic and make an all-time like running top 10. We're gonna obviously fill 3 or so from this one just because we have nothing on the list currently. But I honestly think 3 or 4 movies from now, there may be nothing on the list from The Matrix.
I've expressed off camera that I have one that I'm going to fight tooth and nail for.
Okay.
But 5 movies in, it will probably be gone. I want this to last just because it got me. So I'm a wrestling fan, and they call like a big reaction a pop in wrestling.
Right.
And when I saw this prop, I legitimately popped, and I had to pause the movie because
Wow. Okay, I'm shocked because I'm looking at this. Yeah.
You might not have the same reaction to it. It might be a personal thing, but oh my God.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
We'll definitely get to that. Yes. Anything else? I mean, obviously, I don't think I saw this movie in theaters. This was 1999. I was 9 years old. They weren't going to take me to the movies to see this. This. I don't even know. Was it rated? It's rated R, so it definitely wasn't going to go to the movies to see The Matrix. But when I inevitably did wind up watching it, I was like, "This is cinema. This is like the greatest movie I've ever seen."
Yes.
There's so many cool things, and obviously the video games that spawned from it were I played those like crazy as well. So much that came from this. When you first watched this, I mean, obviously you probably had the same thing. You picked the movie, so you're obviously very excited about it.
So when I watched it back, there was so much that even I've watched this movie at least a dozen times.
Right.
And watching it this time, I picked up on small things that even me as a young adult, so not even a kid, I watched it at least in my 20s once. There was things I still didn't get. And even after taking film courses and like I've done film analysis and whatnot, there was still things I didn't get until this time through.
Okay.
But something simple. The nightclub scene, they go to a nightclub and they're playing Dragula by Rob Zombie, and I legitimately, like, my heart started racing because that song I just got excited.
I feel like I don't even remember. Maybe I'm not listening to the music. I vaguely remember what it is, but like I can't identify it. I would have never been able to identify it.
It was when Trinity like first walks up to Keanu Reeves. He's Mr. Smith at that time.
No, yeah, I know
Anderson.
the scene for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, they're playing Dragula, and I immediately, another time I had to pause because I just got really excited about
What a
that.
strange scene that was, though. But like to just track this guy down to like what was accomplished in that scene, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like they had like a whisper conversation. I don't know.
Yeah,
there wasn't really a whole lot accomplished.
They were just planting seeds, I guess. They were just like, we're about to turn this guy's world upside down. Let's not throw him over the ledge, even though they end up doing that anyway.
Right.
But like, let's prod him towards it, and it still didn't work.
And honestly, okay, and we'll get into this a little bit more later, but that was probably the most romantic scene we ever see those two, Trinity and Neo, in the entire movie. And I have to say that because obviously towards the end of the movie, they have all of a sudden they're in love, and you're like, what happened in that nightclub?
They were stealing glances at each other throughout the movie that we didn't see. Apparently.
Yes, that's a great. Listen, I love picking apart movies, even if it's movies that I enjoy or like thoroughly enjoy, like this one. I love this movie, but that's not, especially now when I'm watching it with a more refined eye, like you said, it's like, what the hell is happening there? There wasn't even like a moment where there was like a flirtatious look like for the whole movie.
She didn't like brush by him and he like checked her out, or he did, like, she was just like kind of cold the entire movie, and he was just oblivious and confused.
Right. I think I've seen better romance written in like Friday the 13th. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's better romance written in that movie than there is in this. And all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, it's like true love's kiss. He's back to life, whatever. But that's really, they could have done a smidge more. And I've watched every deleted scene of this movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they omitted something that wasn't as action-packed as they wanted it to be. I don't know, but I would have liked to seen a little more, so I could be like, oh yeah, you know
Yeah,
what? I thought for sure they were gonna be together. I don't know.
they didn't hint to it until I think it was Cypher was threatening to pull the plug on her and Neo. And
Right.
then you're like, oh, she wanted to fall in love with him the whole time, or
Right.
didn't want to. She
No,
was
she was
going
just
to.
like, he looks better than you. So just like I like process of elimination. We're running out of options. Please
There's
don't.
7 guys on the ship, and I have to pick one.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna pick this one. I mean, like, what else? What else is left? Yeah. Okay. So that again, that's my gripe. Uh,
I do have one gripe. I'm sorry.
okay. No, no,
One
yeah,
gripe
go
I
for it.
had. So one gripe I had. The rooftop scene, the most iconic scene in the film where Neo finally dodges bullets.
What are you doing?
Looking back at this, why was that so awesome when 10 minutes before they were dodging bullets from machine guns running through the lobby? Like they were unloading with 10 different men with assault rifles running by bullets. So why was him dodging a Desert Eagle at 15 feet? So so iconic.
I I don't know. I mean, are you talking about? You saying Neo was dodging stuff? He wasn't dodging anything, was he?
They weren't dodging per se, but when Trinity and Neo walk in the lobby, they're unloading shotguns, assault
Oh,
rifles, pistols.
right.
They don't get hit once.
Oh, but those guys suck though. They're just regular. They're not agents, you know.
So there's so stormtrooper
Oh,
bullets not getting hit by those is okay.
okay. No, now that we're on that, I mean, to if you really think about it, if we're all plugged into the Matrix right now, and
Yes.
somebody just walks into in a room and just starts shooting security guards for no reason, that's murder. That's murder. Like those guys are just sitting there. The guy's just sitting there by the metal detector, like, and all of a sudden he shows a bunch of guns. That's called murder. I don't know.
Yes. We're actually unraveling the entire Matrix right now, and that was not what this was meant to
I
be.
know. I'm sorry. I love this movie, and if you're listening, I apologize if I'm crapping on it. But again, if we're nitpicking, because I guess that's what we're doing before we get into the draft, we're gonna tear apart the movie a little bit, which is fine. I'm having
Mhm.
fun. That's called murder, and I think they
Yes.
should be arrested and tried accordingly. So
One thing I will commend them on. It was a little conversation they had. Neo goes to the Oracle, and he's like, so I guess I'm not the Oracle, or however Keanu Reeves sounds. And she says, you got the gift, but you're waiting for something. The next life, who knows? And then we know that he doesn't get the gift till after we think he dies.
okay, I
And I
see.
was like,
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that.
Well, excuse me. I was waiting, or whenever she said that, because I knew that she doesn't actually say he's not the one.
Yeah.
He just interprets that as it's not me.
Yeah.
So I did listen a little closer and was like, how does she word this? Like she's like,
Yeah.
and that is definitely
Yeah.
it's pretty good writing that they wound up pulling that together like that and just slipping it under like the rug like that. Like when you watch it on first glance, you're like, wait, okay, why am I watching this guy if he's
And the
not
thing
the
is,
one?
but she says the comment so like kind of slyly, like right before dragging a cigarette, she says, maybe the next life, who knows? Like,
Yeah.
that's
All right, that's pretty
I,
slick.
yeah,
That's good. That's good.
I didn't expect
Okay,
that.
so
Yeah.
we're going back on the positive side. That's good. I'm glad we're
We
doing
could
this.
go wherever we want.
No.
It's
We should probably compliment the movie aside from just saying we like the movie. I mean, that's
true.
we can tip our hat to it every once in a while.
The
That's
writing the writing was definitely very good.
good. The props were not. But we'll get into that. Let's just do it right now. I'm gonna. Here's the deal. I'm gonna play a noise. It's gonna startle you a little bit,
All right.
and it's the first episode, so we'll see how this goes. But I plan on just kind of ripping this, and this is the abrupt and whiplash segue right into the draft. Let's just get into it. Unless you have anything else. I'm not even going to let you finish your sentence. That's the noise. It's draft time. We're doing it. Okay, so you have the first pick in the Movie Propcast prop draft for The Matrix. You've been sitting on it a while. You're obviously very excited about it, and if you disappoint me, I will let you know. Okay.
All right. So I know that some form of this prop was going to be mentioned. And the reason I had it originally as a dark horse pick, and I had to bump it up to number 1, because if this in some way got drafted and not in the right way, I was going to be upset.
Okay. Can you walk me through like where this prop might show up? Like tease us a little bit.
The prop was around the film the entire time. It's very iconic because wardrobe in this movie was such a big deal.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone wore black. Actually, I thought Neo's jacket was leather the entire time. It
It
was more
wasn't.
like it was a cloth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like the only one really wearing leather was Trinity. And I in my mind, everyone was just rocking leather and they weren't.
And
So that was
I don't want to cut you off, but is that even really leather? Like it was like it's like super shiny. I think it's like a
it's a
pleather. Like
latex, yeah.
yeah, it's like a almost yeah, like you said, like a latex outfit. It might not even be
Yeah.
leather. But
Yeah. So
anyway,
yeah. So wardrobe is such a big deal. And everyone, like I said, wearing black, wearing trench coats, boots, um, and sunglasses.
everybody's wearing
And
sunglasses.
everyone is wearing sunglasses. The agents, the freedom fighters, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But one pair of sunglasses was just so much better than every other pair. And that would be Morpheus's sunglasses. All right. Oh, don't you
Okay.
even dare.
I want
Don't
you to
you.
know that I'm playing that from my heart because atop my list is Morpheus's sunglasses.
No, it's not.
It's number one. If I had to pick, I'm telling you, I would have picked it for the same reasons as you. He's
Yeah.
not. He's not the main character. He's not
No.
Neo. But
No.
from a strictly like sunglass standpoint, those are amazing sunglasses.
Everyone has standard black sunglasses, and then you have Morpheus with these. They don't have, what are the things that go behind your ear, like the stem or the legs?
Yeah.
It doesn't. And the reason I popped wasn't the first time I saw Morpheus' sunglasses. It's back when they're at the oracles, and subtly he just reaches into his pocket, pulls them out, and clips them to his eyes.
Yes.
And I was like, "That's it.
That's amazing."
Yes,
I thought that was awesome too, and I'm like, I knew sunglasses were going to get picked, obviously, because that's everybody's wearing them, and every character just. I thought for sure you would have gone if you were going to go sunglasses. Would be Neo because he's the main character, and obviously they're iconic. I wanted these Morpheus sunglasses when I was a kid. When I first saw it, I was like, these are. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know that. Like I thought it was like glued to his face.
Yep. The fact that they showed him putting them on, it topped it off for me.
It's amazing.
It was so good.
I'm super jealous, actually.
Yep.
I have to cross that off my list. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome, and I'm glad that I could be the one.
See, now when I make my next pick, like I'm not even gonna feel good about it because I just crapped on him. So like, I mean, number two, I'm gonna pick Neo's sunglasses because but those don't even show up until that last scene where the mass murder. They don't show up until he walks in and just starts murder. So I guess Neo's murder glasses. I'm gonna draft Neo's murder glasses.
You're actually gonna take another. Okay.
I know it sucks. It's stupid. Because I don't think now. I don't feel like. I guess I probably could have waited because I don't think you're gonna pick a whole lineup of sunglasses.
Oh no, I'm not gonna walk around and decorate my house with all the sunglasses from the Matrix.
No, yeah, it's at this point we're drafting, and again, we couldn't pick like the helicopter, right? So like I guess the construct of what we're doing here is, what could we display in our house? Like if we had one room to display some props from movies, that's really it. So like, I think the only time we'll have to change that is if we do like Fast and Furious or something like that, where it's like it's pretty much vehicles the entire time. But for this one, for sure, we're not going to pick anything enormous because there's really not a lot of stuff. But yeah, two sunglasses off the board in the beginning, less than stellar. I'm not feeling as good about Neo's sunglasses though. They don't even get a lot of screen time.
One thing we didn't explain is how we're sneaking this pick, by the way.
Oh yes, yeah, okay, yeah. So normally it would go 1-2-1-2. Because you got first pick, and I'm upset. No, we determined this ahead of time. So you get first pick, I get the following two, and then you get two. So it goes back and forth. So you'll be able to double up. So I'm picking the sunglasses, and next on my list is not sunglasses.
Okay.
And it was tough when I was ranking this because I was upset. I was upset that I had two sunglasses at the top of my list, and I was worried I was going to have to take both. So I am glad that you took one of them, but it is something related to Agent Smith, though.
Oh no,
it's related to Agent Smith, and it's not the sunglasses.
Is this my number 2 pick?
I'm taking his earpiece. I'm taking his earpiece.
Man, that was my number 2.
I'm glad. I'm glad we're doing this to each other because honestly, you deserved it after the first pick. But I rank this ahead of something I think I would be. It would be cooler to display. I mean, an earpiece is small, right? Like it's going to be in a small case. It's not. You're going to be like, okay, this is from the movie. Like, okay, sure. But some other things may be a little bigger. But yeah, so I'm taking Neo's sunglasses and I'm following it up with Agent Smith's earpiece. He has sunglasses. And there are scenes where his sunglasses actually get some good run time, some good screen time.
Yes.
But I'm taking the earpiece.
I'm upset because that's another prop that actually was in this movie. Not so much. They didn't make it a big deal in like the sequels. As you've seen them, they have that moment with like the envelope, but they show his earpiece when they have Morpheus and it's like pouring on them and it's not connected and he loops it around. Yeah. And right then I was like, all right, that's kind of iconic.
Right. He pulls it out and that's him just like he's off the grid, you know? Yes. All of a sudden, if you pull it out of your ear, it turns off.
Yeah. Like, you're just not connected to the Matrix the same way.
Fantastic.
That's a good pick. That really was. Let me cross that out.
I mean, I'll trade it. You want to trade?
Oh no, we're not. No,
okay.
No.
Again, we're getting nothing. It's not like we're actually owning these props, but
no,
it does make me feel better that I got to pick it myself, you know, at this point. But we'll have to come to a consensus on like a few that will make the all-time top prop list. But anyway, it is your pick.
So now that you've taken the earpiece, which was kind of tied for another prop of mine, and I didn't know how I felt about going furniture, but
okay, all right,
yeah. I'm gonna go with Morpheus's red chair.
Okay, all right. Now that's a W right there. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it comes up.
It's on my list. It's towards the bottom, though. I wound up squeezing a few things ahead of it. But yeah, you're right.
A few things. Okay.
It's in a couple of scenes.
It is. It's in the first scene that we got the red pill, blue pill. It's in the scene when they're in the all white whatever thing and Morpheus is on his monologue. It's in a few scenes. So I like it. And
yeah, but which one? There's two in the scene. So now I'm like, which one do you? No, I'm kidding.
Morpheus is. I said Morpheus.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. You don't want what? You don't want. Nah, I'm not even gonna go. No. You want Keanu Reeves' butt imprint on your chair?
No.
Okay,
no,
so you're taking the red chair. All right.
Yes.
That's a good one. That's all right. I was on my list.
All right. And finally, when you're doing a movie the caliber of The Matrix, notice the word I use there, caliber. A movie full of weapons, you would be remiss not to pick a weapon. Now there's two that I came down to, and this is going to be tough because if we're going based on firepower, there's a good one, or if we're going based on sci-fi nature, there's a second. What would be cooler to display in my home? And I think I'm going to go with the laser gun.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, I think, yeah, that was on my list for sure. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I was wondering if you were just going to pick like to me, the guns, the handguns and stuff like didn't really stand out. There wasn't really like a super iconic to me, at least. I don't know. I'm not a gun guy.
They didn't until one scene for me. Now that the top threes are picked, my second pick.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. What? I still got one more pick, right?
No, you picked. Oh,
yeah. I only picked two. I got one more.
You do. I miscounted. I'm sorry. I skipped kindergarten.
Disgusting. How dare you? But no, go on. Tell me what it was. No, I'm kidding.
No.
All right,
laser gun.
You're picking like the ship, the Nebuchadnezzar laser gun.
Laser gun. Yes, the laser gun used to kill Cypher. Yes.
So they got all that stuff. I don't know. Is that like the only one? I mean, everyone should be rocking like laser pistols, I think, right? Like
yeah, the they should, but they don't. Like I know they use it against I forgot what they call those squid things.
Sentinels?
Yes, the Sentinel. Yeah. I think they use it on the Sentinels at some point, but yeah.
All right, let me cross off my red chair.
Yep,
okay, red. So okay.
Wait, you didn't have laser gun at all?
No, I did. It didn't make my top 8 though. Like I made a top 8 of like ranked, and it didn't make it. I wrote it down.
That Neo sunglasses made it paired with Morpheus's before the laser gun.
Yes.
You wouldn't want that laser gun just displayed on your wall.
I had the chair at 8 for me. So that barely made my top 8. All right.
I
So,
need to know what the rest of your list was.
okay. So then I'm just going to wind up getting. I'm going to wind up getting what I wanted in the. I debated about between the earpiece and this particular item, and it's a little early on in the film.
Yes.
And it comes in a small package. It's delivered to him in his office.
Okay.
And it's the Nokia. Isn't it a flip phone? Right? It's a flip phone.
It's like a slide
no, it's the brick.
phone.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It like slides down. Yeah.
That's what I want. I want the FedEx office cell phone because
you want the FedEx envelope.
Yeah, I want the FedEx envelope with the phone in it. Like I want to have it slightly tilted out in a display case. I think that's a pretty.
That's
cool
a good
scene.
pick. I thought about that pick, but that actually did not make my list.
It didn't make your list at all.
It didn't make my list at all. If I was going phones, I had payphone.
I did have payphones as well. I think what would have been cool for a payphone would be like the last one, where the one that gets shot when Trinity's trying to get out of the subway and takes a ridiculous amount of time to have a small talk conversation with him when they could have got out. You know, that was
yes.
Again, I don't know why I'm so angry. I don't know. I just feel like there may have been a better place to have a conversation. Maybe she was. You know what? Based off of what the Oracle told her, that she would fall in love with the dead man, maybe, now hear me out, she was trying to get him killed.
She did not say you're falling in love with a dead man.
I thought that's what the Oracle said.
No, she said you would fall in love with the one.
No. You must have missed the movie I was watching. I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
So when the Sentinels are shredding, we're jumping all over the map here. We're obviously not walking through the movie. When Neo dies, he gets just lit up.
Yes.
Right? Lit up in the hallway. His carcass is there. He's dead. Right?
Yes.
And for some reason, he shakes in his chair and blood comes out in real life, in the real world.
Yes. I used to actually like emulate that. But anyway.
Right. I'm just talking about the blood and everything. You're just like,
hey,
Mom, check this out. Yeah. Ketchup everywhere. No. So anyway, he dies, right? When she's hovering over his real world carcass with like this thing in the back of the head, he's in the chair still.
Yeah.
She whispers, "The Oracle told me I'd fall in love with a dead man." Am I mistaken? I thought I'm gonna have to look the script up. I could have swore that was what happened. And then she kisses him.
We're gonna have to go back.
We're gonna go back to the tape.
Yeah, we're gonna have to run this back.
All right. Oh, are you gonna look it up right now?
No.
No, we'll run it back. I could be wrong, and if I am, then please reach out. By all means, reach out at Movie Propcast and obliterate me on the social media. But
not too bad. We have to film more of these.
Huh? Yeah. No, we're good.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Just reach out. It's gonna be fine. But I'm 99% sure that's what she says. So if that's what actually happened, there may be a little intent with her prolonged conversation, all right, outside of the phone booth that gets shot because she took too damn long to talk to him.
That's a reach, buddy.
Listen, we're making conspiracy theories up right now. Trinity got Neo killed so she could fall in love with him. That's it.
So she wanted Neo, but he had to die first.
He had to die
be
first because the Oracle said so. You trust an old woman so blindly that
you just start getting handsome men shot so you could fall in love with them.
Yes. So everyone she's ever dated probably's died.
Yeah. He's the only one who came back.
He's the only one that actually came back. And she's like, okay, we got him. And then she has to mark it off. She's got like 36 other bodies in the closet that just didn't work out. I'm just saying. Okay. I think we might be onto something here.
No. I'm gonna have to disagree slightly. Just a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm in it. This is a theory that I can get behind. When you watch it back, we'll have a conversation. All right.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I really think she said that. Other props that did not get drafted. I mean, we only did 6 for this movie because I really thought. And when we're watching a movie, like the movie that we're doing next, and we'll announce it at the end of this podcast, definitely has a lot more props, and we will draft. Will draft more props for sure. But this one, like I said, when we were looking at stuff, like we're grasping at straws. You just drafted a chair. You know what I mean? Like this is what it's come to. You drafted a chair before a sci-fi laser gun. So
yeah.
I'm just saying it's there wasn't a whole lot of props, so we did 3 apiece on this one. And honestly, I'm not sure how many are going to withstand the tests of time on the top prop list. But let me recap the draft real quick. You stole Morpheus's sunglasses from me.
Stole?
Yep, absolutely stole. Disgusting. Blasphemy. Number 2, I begrudgingly selected Neo's sunglasses because I also wanted a pair of sunglasses. Why not the main characters, I guess? The problem is, if I had Morpheus's sunglasses, a normal person would say these they've been on the screen. You can't touch them. It's iconic. Don't touch these sunglasses. I'd be wearing them everywhere, bro.
They were so good.
I'd be wearing them to the grocery store and never take them off. Actually, you know what? I would take them off right before I started talking to the cashier. I'd be like, they'd be like, "That's $27.50." I'd be like, "Do you take card?" Yes. And I'd insert it, and then I'd go snap, and I'd leave. I'd walk out.
They were so good. They needed to be number 1.
What do you even search? I guess you search like clip-on sunglasses. I don't even know.
He made them so cool. He made them ridiculously cool.
He was by far the coolest character in the movie. I mean, that's not even.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh no.
He's amazing. There wasn't a lot of personality in this movie, but he owned the lack of personality. Actually, the scenes. He had probably the best dialogue, I think, really out of anybody.
Yes.
Other than the only other person that showed a shred of personality was Mouse. The tiny guy that was like a perving out over the red dress.
Yes.
Lady. Everyone else pretty devoid of like any emotion.
You know, having this conversation now, Morpheus really does make the movie.
Yes, Lawrence Fishburne crushed it.
Yes,
yeah,
he did. Like just he had like that charismatic fanaticism to him where he was like, without a doubt, Neo is going to save us. And you wanted to get behind him. Like there was never a point where I was like, you're a little crazy. I was like, no, this needs to work out. I need to see how this works out.
Right. He could make me literally jump off a building. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, okay, I believe you. I can do this. Yeah. And even if I died, I'd be like, I died doing what I had to do, because the guy told me what to do. Anyway, we got to get back to this. So sunglasses off the board. Third pick, I stole the earpiece, Agent Smith's earpiece.
Yes, you did steal.
His sunglasses, undrafted. Unbelievable. I thought, again, 3 that were basically Sunglass Hut if we keep drafting sunglasses. You know what I mean? Like, we might as well just open up a store. But his sunglasses had a scene. The broken ones at the end.
The broken, they deserve to be broken.
I know. That would have been cool to have the broken one.
Yeah.
To be like, these are battle-tested Keanu Reeves' fist or Keanu Reeves' stunt double's fist, broke these glasses. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, the earpiece was off at 3. You picked the red chair at 4, which I had on my list, and I thought those chairs they're so distressed. I was wondering if they bought them at if they found them at like a dump or something, or they actually distressed them themselves. They probably did that. There's probably like people that did that, but
yeah.
And then you picked the laser gun that I always get them mixed up. It's not Tank. He was Dozer.
Yes.
Dozer was the one that comes back up after getting blasted somehow. He can take it, but no one else can. But he got back up and said just a long line of dialogue before he blasted. I don't know exactly what it was, but to me, I would have shot first and then said my line after. But,
well, it was the 2000s. It was one-liner central.
Right.
City,
right.
So.
But to me, a one-liner is more impactful when they can't hear it, and it's just the audience. Just you and whoever else watched you do it, which there was no one else to listen to the line on the ship.
No.
So he did have to talk to the human. He had to talk to Cypher.
Yes. Cypher, yes.
I kept saying Scyther when I was a kid.
Well,
I'm like,
we were not watching Pokemon. So.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. When I was a kid, I was like, that's Scyther. That's like my favorite Pokemon, but I don't like this guy. What's going on here?
That just doesn't fit the Matrix vibe.
No, nothing. I don't think anything of green. Well, I mean, other than the background that you have going right now, the letters and stuff. There really wasn't a lot of color in this movie anyway.
No.
So can you stop talking? I need to wrap up this list. The last pick was the FedEx cell phone that got delivered to him in the office, where Morpheus is trying to tell him how to. You know what? I got another gripe now that we're on it. Now that we're on the office scene. Now that we're back in the office, okay? when he says the agents show up and they go and they walk and they check his little cubicle, and he's across the hall. He tells him to go now across the hall.
Yeah.
Hides there. Why did he leave that spot? They checked his cubicle, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't there. They left. Why not just camp there for however long it takes for them to leave?
His mission was to get to the roof.
For what? Do we know what was happening?
Morpheus was on the roof waiting for him.
Really? You think
Yeah,
that? I didn't know if that was clear. I don't know what.
Morpheus and Trinity. I'm willing to bet money we're on the roof. They were
Trinity. No, when he gets taken out, Trinity's on a motorcycle outside the building.
Yeah, she's outside. Like she's.
So
waiting
you're right. He probably was on the.
I'm
roof.
thinking Morpheus was on the roof, ready to get him out of there.
But could somebody practice a single shred of patience? They're actively searching for him. Stop moving away from a place that they already searched.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah. No, I got you. I feel the gripe.
Love the movie though. Love the movie.
Love them. Yes, love the movie. We have to end every sentence with that.
I love it. Okay, it's great. I'll watch it again. But my God, just stay in your cubicle and play a game on your phone. Like Snake was on that phone, dude. You could have played Snake. God, what are you doing? Anyway, I will continue. Undrafted props from this movie. Obviously, if this was the cream of the crop, we got. What else did you have on the list? I had one. I had a few more, obviously, but anything on your list that stands out?
Things that stand out. I mentioned already. I would have gone payphone before cell phone.
Yeah.
This one was like really. It would have just been too on the nose, but the spoon.
I wrote it down.
I did too.
I was like, that's cool. Bendy spoon.
Yeah, it was just too on the nose. It meant a lot to the movie, but just no. The other weapon in mind that I had was specifically the agent's Desert Eagles.
Okay.
When he points, so yeah, all the guns were generic, but all the agents use the exact same Desert Eagle.
And it's a meaty gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is one gun that is that's remains throughout the entire series. Like the agents had everything the same and they had that gun the same.
Right.
I also then had Neo's boots from the rooftop from the entire extraction scene.
Boots?
So like yes. So from the lobby up to getting Morpheus, and mainly specifically because when he does like a little flippy thing, well, when he dodges the bullets, and then when he's like trying to save Morpheus from the falling helicopter with the rope, they zoom in on the boots for a moment.
Like if he wasn't wearing those boots, I mean, there was no way.
I just really liked the combat boots. I've never owned a pair in my life, and
we're gonna have to get you some combat boots. I think we have a few sponsors that combat boots. They specialize in that. Yeah, so we'll definitely reach out.
They don't fit my vibe. I can't pull a Neo off. And then my final one, which I thought was a true dark horse, and I almost added, but the Duracell Battery.
Really? That's okay. That is obscure.
It's obscure, but I loved it because everyone before they're taken out of the Matrix, like Morpheus says, becomes one of these, a Duracell battery.
Right.
That's why it didn't make my list.
Which leads into the leftovers from my list. Let me get into this. For what, like you said, and this would be a little weird for people.
Okay.
But the pod that he wakes up in.
Okay, right? Good segue. Yes.
The pod that he wakes up in. That was on my list.
So you would just lay in that pod all day.
I would replace my bathtub with that pod. All right. Because listen, to be honest, and this is a gripe with real world. Okay. Shower bathtubs, generic shower bathtubs, don't fit me. I cannot fit in these bathtubs. So strictly for those reasons alone, I would take this weird wake up sludge pod that Keanu Reeves wakes up naked in, and it's just like filled with God knows what. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I would fill it with water and just get a bathtub. I would take a bath in it because if Keanu Reeves can fit in it, I can fit in it. All right. I'm just
gonna say stop being so tall.
Listen. I've tried. It doesn't work. Okay. I've tried.
We could trade bodies. If we're already on sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. You know
that's a different movie.
That's like Face Off. Is that what we're
Yes. We actually, you know what? Let's talk later.
Oh yeah. I want Nicolas Cage's face. No, I don't know. That's literally it. We're gonna draft two humans' face.
Yes.
And then what guns? I don't know. That'd be a weird one. But yeah, the wake up pod I think is very strange, and the batteries. Yeah, I kind of along the same lines of that. I mean, that's what they are.
Yeah.
What I read after looking it up, because at first I was confused when they pulled him out and he was able to like they said when he was going through the tests and he had like acupuncture stuff after he woke up, his muscles atrophied. He never had muscles. Like, how did he get muscles in the first place?
I mean, by all accounts, like me being a physical therapist, his body just shouldn't have been able, unless they were doing passive motion on him while he was asleep and moving his body. He should have just essentially been like he should have been a quadriplegic or something.
Right. He gets up and he's ripping things out of his body like he's like nothing.
No, he just should have never been able to move. Like, his body didn't move for 30 plus years. No.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, they said but I read when I wound up looking it up because I was just curious. It was I think they're on the Wikipedia page, but it said that was the final scene. That scene where he wakes up in the pod and gets dumped out into the sludge. The robots decided, like, I'll just hold you by the throat and throw you in the gutter, like, and just do your best, I guess. I don't know. That was the final scene of that they filmed of the entire movie. Because
was it because they had to shave his head?
Yeah, he got shaved his whole body, and he apparently dropped 15 pounds to look less strong. But I didn't notice that. I mean, I just looked like Keanu Reeves with no hair. Right? Like
the hair adds 15 pounds.
I guess. I don't know. But they said he dropped 15 pounds for that scene, and that was the final thing that they shot, and that was it. They wrapped production on that. So
with a naked Keanu Reeves.
Right. So anyway, as I was saying, wake up pod in my bathroom, fill it up with water. I can actually finally take a bath because shower tub combos don't fit human beings. I'm only 6'2". I'm only 6'2".
Only 6'2".
I'm just saying, when they invented shower bathtubs, like the average height had to be like 5 foot.
Yeah, I think bathtubs have been around very long.
I'm talking about the combo, like the combo shower bathtub. It's just not enough for me. I need more space.
That's just too much money in porcelain.
I'm just make it deeper. I'm going to have to write a letter to somebody. I don't know who it is. Frigidaire, they don't make tubs. They make fridges, right?
That's just a fall hazard. Anyway, continue.
Whatever. Yeah, I had the bendy spoon. You had the laser beam. And nobody picked a jacket. Like Neo's trench coat, Trinity's leather jacket trench coat thing. Nobody went there.
No?
Any reason? You're just not interested? You'd rather have the boots?
I honestly, the boots and sunglasses made it before the jacket.
Oh!
The jacket just unwieldy.
I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to keep cutting you off. This is one I'm actually shocked because it is sci-fi related and it's specific to this movie, and I realized that neither of us actually picked it.
Yeah.
But that scene where they suck that thing out of his belly button.
Oh yes, the stomach. Yes.
The bug first off would have been pretty good.
Yep, and the machine to suck it out. Neither of those, I forgot to write them down. I was gonna come back to my list and add that.
Yeah,
because it in like scorpion mode and it just as a little blinky light, it was actually pretty cool.
Right. I mean, the prop would have only been the blinky light.
Not like
unless it was a real. You don't think it was like a real thing, right? Maybe it was like actually living.
Oh, no, God. I've seen one of those.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, then in that case, then it's not a prop. Okay. It's just a creature.
Okay.
No, but the belly button bug, I think, would have been draftable. And the gun thing that they used to suck it out in the car, I thought it was funny when I was watching it. I put it on the list, and then I loved that there was like an AC adapter for the gun.
Yeah.
It was. They wired it to plug it into the car. Only in the car. Like, it could only be power. You know how pain in the ass that is.
Yeah.
When there's product like something you want to use in your house, but you're like, I can only plug it into my car, my cigarette lighter. So like, if they would have been in a building, they would have been like, come out, just come out to the car. Come on, yeah. I have to do this in my vehicle.
And I can't remember right, but it looked like it was made out of just household objects that I could find. Like it had like that, other than like that weird X-ray on it. But like I remember it just looking like a tube and like a button. I have to go back and
look, like a small like lawnmower engine with wires coming out of it.
Like we could make that.
Right. Well, I think that I mean it kind of makes sense though. If they could only use they don't have the futuristic technology to make the freaking plasma laser gun that you drafted. So they had to do with what they had, you know. I mean, somebody was crafty and used the parts from 1999. Speaking of 1999, what a great time for this movie to come out. Like at the height of Y2K and like being plugged into the internet and everyone's freaking out. This was like mid 1999. We're on the cusp of like allegedly the world ending in the 2000s because some reason, I guess the computer calendars couldn't handle another I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was Microsoft coding, and yeah, it
Right.
was.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of worked to their advantage, where like they kind of it was somewhat tapped into that a little bit, that little like conspiracy audience. But
Yes.
overall, I thought it was an awesome film. Obviously, we're fans, and I somebody could make a mixtape of what we just said of just constant crapping on the movie, which so what? Maybe that's what I do to things. You know, if I'm passionate about something, no matter how good of a movie I think it is, I'm gonna nitpick it because it could have been better. You know, but
Yes.
but I thought for this one, especially the first one of the trilogy, obviously The Matrix is a great movie. Now the
Yes.
next two, will we do those? I don't know. It maybe down the line. I don't know.
Prop wise, they don't get better.
Right. I can think of a couple, but like I maybe we'll save it for something. Maybe when the fourth one comes out at the end of the year.
Oh God, I'm actually very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Obviously, anything Matrix, you want to reboot it, and especially after how long it's been, I would hope that they wrote something that can fix some things and undo some things or do things better. I don't know.
But
Realign the universe.
but is the Matrix a Matrix without Hugo, without Agent Smith?
I thought. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of run his course in those movies. I feel like he ran his course.
I just don't know what the series is without that perfect foil to Neo and
Yeah.
Morpheus.
Yeah, no, Hugo Weaving is amazing. I love that guy. And as Agent Smith, it's nice to have that, but I feel like that's like the end of that story arc. You know what I mean? There's got to be something more.
Yeah.
To keep
Yeah.
bringing him back and beating him over everyone's head, I just think I don't know. That might be a bit overkill.
Oh, they have to go on beat without him. I'm just wondering what the Matrix will be without him.
I guess we'll find out.
I
think
so.
It's like December. It's like right before Christmas. I think it's supposed to come out.
I'm upset because I remember hearing in a rumor years ago, before COVID, obviously, that Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 were supposed to have the same release date.
Right. Yeah. And then everything got obliterated. Yes.
Like that would have been the single greatest day in film.
For Keanu Reeves' bank account.
And for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For us too. I mean, I'm a big John Wick fan. We could probably put that on our list as well. But before we get into what we're doing for the next episode, I will check out the propstore.com. It's called propstore.com. They sell bazillions of movie props, and the Matrix has had some pretty incredible stuff on here. Right now, as it stands, actual movie-related items. There's not like on-screen props that are available, really, but it's mostly like production storyboards and production art, which still would be pretty awesome to hang on the wall, though. Like, to go through and just have that and be like, they use this while making this movie. I think that would be pretty sweet to do something like that. But I mean, when you can have the red chair and sit in the red chair, I don't know why you'd even bother.
I would just sit and read all day. I mean, thinking back now, I also could just get their jack-in chairs and just recline back and just fall asleep.
Yeah. You mean the freaking dentist chairs?
Yeah.
They couldn't. Yeah. I mean, it's functional. You're right. It's functional. Yeah. What I did see, somebody did own, there's another website I look at for movie props and stuff like that. Somebody owns one of the plugs that was attached to the back of someone's head.
The part that goes in, or the part that, like, the little circular part that's
just the circular part that was on the back of the actors' heads.
You know, someone somewhere surgically had one of those put on. Someone had to done something stupid like that.
With like all the weird piercings and like raised tattoos and like
thinking of
things.
Like the barcodes. Like people, if you've ever watched Hitman, I've seen people with barcodes tattooed on the back of their necks.
Yeah, I'm not okay. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. You're right. Somebody out there, and now. Well, they're happy the Matrix is coming back, so they don't have everyone's asking them what that is anymore. Yeah. But yeah, I mean they went a good amount of time where the Matrix wasn't really in day to day. You know what I mean? Like you see it and don't identify it and be like, what is that? He's probably answering millions of questions of like, what's this hole in the back of my head? But
yeah.
Anyway, that would obviously be very strange. But so that's it. I mean, we just movie propcasted The Matrix, and I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied with my picks. I know I'm a little upset about Morpheus' sunglasses, but
I can tell you I'm very, very satisfied with my picks.
Okay. Well, I can tell you I'll be very satisfied with my picks for episode 2 when I pick first, because that's how we do it. You pick the movie, you pick first, and the next episode will be Men in Black. All right. I'm
Okay.
taking Men in Black out. I feel like that it's going to be the contrasts of props from movie to movie. The Matrix had, a few, nothing really iconic. I feel like Men in Black, everything you see is iconic.
Everything.
Like
I don't think there's a scene without something that could be qualified as a prop.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope you continue to listen. So just please don't stop listening. Just don't stop listening. If you want to follow, you can follow at Movie Propcast on Instagram. That's where we're going to be posting a lot of this stuff. And once we get the top prop list in full form, in full effect, you'll be able to see it there. And as it morphs through time and we go through these movies, it's going to be interesting to see what sits atop the list. And if we have like week to week, like who sits, you know what I mean? Like they do like Billboard top charts. Who's sitting at the top for the longest period of time? I don't know. The one for Men in Black though that I'm thinking of, and I'm not going to say anything because it's it's the next episode. You could just keep listening. It's going to be up there. I think it's going to be up there, but I'm not going to spoil anything. I don't want to ruin anything.
Okay.
But awesome. This has been fun. This is going to be more fun when we do this next episode. But I'm
wondering what movie and what time the second pick will not be disappointed. Like you were disappointed this time. You think I'm gonna be disappointed.
I thought pick
I'm
two.
wondering. There's got to be a movie where there's a lot of props and the second person's like, oh yeah, your pick, you think that was good? Well, my pick is better.
I would be hyped to have number 2 in Men in Black, personally.
Oh, so you think all your picks are just fire?
Yes, I do. So
Okay.
I mean, maybe you might be missing something, but anyway, we'll get to that next episode. Tyler, thank you for hanging out, man. This is awesome. This is going to be a lot of fun. Again, at Movie Propcast, follow us there, and comment what you think. Maybe we didn't pick something that you thought would have been worthy. If we missed something from The Matrix, I would be shocked. But maybe there was like a toilet paper roll in the background that we missed out. I don't know. You might have seen something we didn't. Maybe you're a gun guy. You wanted more rifles in there. I don't know. But we're going to get the heck out of here, and we'll see you on episode 2.
Later.
Of the Movie Propcast. Why did I yell?